Hi, can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are and what you do for your work.
So, my name is Vedant Puri, and I'm a third generation in a family business that has been in the shipping and logistic industry since the last 30 years. And I'm on director on board of the SeaWorld group of companies and Trans India group.
So, what led you to choose your current stream, the like shipping, and did you have any other options when you maybe were entering the field of business?
So, being very honest with you, I was not given really an option because I had big shoes to fill. My family, as I said, has been in this business since the last 6 decades, and my grandfather is considered to be the father of the Indian liner business, and he's an icon in the shipping industry in India. So, my family has achieved a lot, and due to which I had to, obviously, I've seen my family being in this business, and I have shown keen interest to this business as well since my childhood. So that really interested me to be a part of the shipping and logistics industry.
Mhm. So, throughout your journey in business, what were some things that you always kept in mind that helped you reach your level of success at which you are at?
So, to be very honest with you, I have not been in the business for too long. I just joined my family business a few years ago. But, there's this one mantra that has been, a mantra that my family follows. And it has actually it's, a plaque on my dad's table as well in his office that states in life you must do the right things often enough and long enough, which basically says that to succeed, you must follow the right principles to grow ahead in life.
Yeah. Hmm. And what was some of the biggest mistakes you made in your journey? And would you say those same mistakes helped you later on?
So, before 2008, we were just representing one liner shipping company, which was CP Ships, Canadian Pacific. And that was such a large business, but it was just one company giving us business. It was such a large business that it was leading us to handle almost 20 to 30% of the total containerized traffic in India. But what happened was that business was overnight taken over by another company, and we started losing a lot of business due to that. And that taught us as a family to not put all your eggs in one basket, and that we must diversify into other businesses and not stay put to one business. So that's when we got into tramp agency and warehousing, and now we are the market leaders in tramp agency, NVOCC, and private yard operations in shipping.
Could you talk more about some of those concepts, STRAMP, AOC, maybe for some other viewers to understand?
So basically, it's basically handling of oil and gas cargo that comes into India,
Hmm.
and handling of break bulk. Also, we recently carried out all the cargo that was done for the Atal Setu Bridge that was just inaugurated in Mumbai.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, that was a great milestone for our company, and also we were proud to be a part of India's growth story.
That's really good. And what are some other partners that you have worked with in the past?
So we've represented quite a few shipping lines like American Presidency Lines, APL Shipping, and we held 49% stake. And my granddad was executive chairman of APL India. Then Conship Container Lines, which was UK's largest shipping line, was being represented by us in India, and also NOL, APL, and so that was leading us to handle almost 20 to 30% of India's total containerized traffic. And currently, we're dealing with a lot of oil and gas traders such as SHV Gas, which is a Singapore-based company, and also Trafiguera and Paivas are some of our clients, and also Saudi Aramco is one of our clients. We are agents for Saudi Aramco as well.
That is really impressive. So obviously, after hearing all of this, it's really a big feat. But where was the inception of all this? How did all of this start, and were all the beginnings of the starting of this company humble? Could you tell us more about how it all started?
So the company basically started in 1975 by my grandfather, Mr. Vedant Puri, who is an icon and legend in shipping. And he basically started this company with the name of Samrat Shipping. And within 2 months, we were lucky enough to get a lot of liner agencies to choose us as their agents. And we definitely then grew from representing Maersk to APL to NOL and then to Conship Container Lines. And earlier we were in the liner shipping business. And in 2008, as I mentioned, we were representing CP Ships, Canadian Pacific. And that business was taken over. So we diversified into tramp and break bulk, like I mentioned earlier. And now we're also into warehousing. We've got over 2 million square feet of warehousing. And we are currently also into private yard operations on JNPT port. So, yes, and also the first direct liner service from India to USA was started by our company, Samrat Shipping and Gonship Container Lines together. But the service, Indamex service, that was the first service started from India to US, the first direct service by our company. And also, our company was responsible for reshaping JNPT port and making it the most modern and advanced port in India today.
Hmm. So these are obviously some very great feats. But and what are
Yes.
some drawbacks faced by the company as a whole, from Samrat to SeaWorld to now Kratos?
So there hasn't been too many drawbacks, to be very honest. It's just been diversification and new challenges that we've been taking up since the beginning. First, we were in liner, now we're in tramp and bulk. So obviously there have been a lot of ups and downs, but that's a part of business that everyone has to accept.
Yeah. So if someone were to enter your industry, what are some pieces of advice you would give to them in today's day and age?
So I think you need to be very passionate, and it's a very interesting business to be in, as the imports and exports to our country are increasing with the growing economy of our country, and all thanks to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision towards our country. And also there's development of great development programs for building of infra and new ports in our country. So there's a lot of scope in my industry for sure, and also a lot of space required for warehousing as well due to the increase in import and exports.
Hmm. So, so from when you started out, even younger and more motivated than you are now, uh, what difference would you say was between the start since when you started and since now?
So as I mentioned, I've not been in the business for too long, but I just joined a few years ago. But when I joined, we were only into break bulk and tramp, as I mentioned earlier as well. So during the lockdown, we realized that there was great need for storage. And a lot of companies were suffering because they could not find storage units. And there has been a great boom in the warehousing industry due to need for storage. So that's when we thought was the need to diversify into warehousing. And that's when we actually purchased a piece of land in Panvel near JNPT port, and also near the new Trans Harbour link. So, and we have about 1 million square feet there, and we have so for warehousing. And now we're also looking at diversifying into cities in Gujarat and also Vizag in the south to come up with warehousing, as there are great development scopes in their ports as well. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
So in India, we are clearly facing a boom in business. There's funding everywhere. There's a great space for young entrepreneurs such as yourself and supportive innovations. Many new age companies throughout all sectors, food, technology, edtech, even shipping, and they all have a massive surge. What is your opinion on this? Is India's startup world heading towards the correct direction, or some reforms need to be made in this whole boom and needs to be controlled?
See, some startups are great and have really benefited our country in a great way. But I believe there's a significant problem with the startup ecosystem because these businesses are able to basically compete through an unfair advantage of subsidizing their output using venture capitalist funds, and which appear to have limited motive for profit. And this is unfair and is harming long term standing small businesses of our country, and because they cannot match their pricing. So, due to the need, I really hope these unfair advantage, the government does something. And because the small businesses of our country are the backbone of our country.
Hmm. Oh. Hmm. So, when you started out in this company, uh, you must have received your first paycheck. So, if you don't mind
Yeah.
telling us, what did you do with your first paycheck, and would you still say it's smart financially?
So actually, I didn't start off with this company. I was working before this. So I was studying at the University of Bath in the UK, and during my placement year, I took up a job in this shipping agency firm, which was one of the leading shipping agency firms in the UK, known as Kestrel Liner Agencies. So that's where all my horizons actually opened up for shipping and logistics, even though my family was in this business. But Kestrel actually gave me an experience, and a great one, in shipping and logistics in the UK. And with that money, I was able to, fend for myself in the UK, and I didn't have to ask for any money from my parents. And that really gave me a boom to work and earn money for myself where I could stand on my own feet.
Hmm. And do you think you opening up into a new company, even though when you had your own and you were an heir to a very large shipping company, do you think
Yeah.
working at someone else's shipping company gave you good exposure and something others can do as well, who maybe have family businesses?
Yes, it definitely did, because the company Kestrel was in a totally different country as well. It was in the UK, in Stansted, their head office. I was working. So it also taught me a lot about how shipping and logistic operates in the UK, and how what scope of business does the UK have that India could also work on, to which probably India is lacking, and that I could use in my business back home. And so it did give me a lot of great experience. And obviously, the staff over there and the higher management team over there was also very warm enough to take me as an intern and treat me like their family member, and also to show me various possible horizons, and take me around and teach me. And they truly are my mentors in shipping. And they really taught me how shipping operates, as that was my first career into shipping.
Do you think others also maybe need a mentor when they're just starting out?
Not compulsorily, because as I mentioned, my granddad has achieved great success in this business, and he's the father of the Indian shipping business, and he's truly a doyen in this business. But he always told me that he never looked up on someone; he always did things for himself, and I think that. you definitely can look up to people who have done great work in the field they want to be in. But if you want to just do things for yourself, even that could turn out to be great.
Hmm. Those are some wise words. If someone took everything away, like all the assets,
Yeah.
all the companies, and today you had to start over by
Yeah.
scratch, just yourself, could you tell us some plans of actions, some keywords to be known, and do you think you would make it at the same level?
Um, I don't know if I would be able to make it to the same level, but definitely I would. There are different ways where I could look at getting into business. Obviously, the growth in our economy. I would also get into stocks trading as well, because the market has been booming and it has also been a little volatile. But I would also look into aspects in my own business, opportunities by not starting off with a very capitalist business in shipping, but maybe with something like documentation, which also currently my company is doing for Maersk. They're doing almost 1 million TUs of documentation, because documentation does not require a lot of money. It's just basically doing documentation work for the other shipping lines, and basically their custom clearances. And also, as I mentioned, after lockdown, the storage space and the storage industry, the warehousing units have really seen a boom because of need for storage, as there's been a great growth in the medical industry and cold storage industry. So I would definitely look into those aspects as well. Probably not look into large million square feet warehouses, but probably start off with small 10,000 or 1,000 square feet warehousing, where I could probably grow from there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I do see a lot of scope. And if I had to start, these are the ways probably how I would start.
So in the next 5 years, where do you see your industry heading in shipping? And do you look to advance into maybe other industries or diversify into other forms of shipping? Like how you said, you were first only working with Canada and now you're working with so many other companies and your eggs are not only in one basket. So some other
Yeah.
plans that you have in the next 5 years or 10 years?
So obviously, as I said, India is a growing economy, and the imports and exports have been booming. All thanks to the BJP government and our prime minister. So, and also the infrastructure in our country is growing a lot, and there are a lot of developments that are happening as far as ports and new railway setups for cargo as well. So obviously, I do see my company getting into more warehousing. Currently, we're only located in two destinations, which is 2 million square feet. Now we're looking at two more states. And probably by the next 5 to 6 years, we would have around 20 warehouses for sure, because our pace is growing at two warehouses a year. So hopefully by 10 years, I see to have at least 20. And also we are looking at diversifying into terminals, and also into chartering of ships, and also a great scope of feeder vessels and coastal shipping in our country, which has taken place, which is basically shipping around our country, coastal shipping. So that would be taken over by feeder vessels, and probably we would diversify into that as well. So yeah, there's great scope, and I think SeaWorld and Trans India Group is ready to take up all these challenges and grow ahead with the growing economy. And so yeah,
Hmm. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was really nice talking to you, and I hope we really wish we could do this again.
yeah.
Thank you for your time. Bye.
Thank you. See you soon.